Okay, everybody, I'm here. I'm Corona G Power. I'm back here again. So, first off, I want to say you guys are honestly insane. We hit basically like the video like blew up like very fast, meaning you guys actually, I don't know, enjoyed it. And it's like one of my new videos, and it hit me like second like most viewed video on my channel overall. And we hit not actually hit 100 subs, so I thank you guys for that. There will be a 100 sub special, but it's gonna be late, so don't know, maybe 112, I guess. But you guys can pick the 100 sub special if you want to. Me personally, I'd like it to be a reincarnation series. I can do like some type of So I suggest saying in this video. That way, I can look it up and get information on that certain character you want. It can be another Naruto character, girl or guy. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? It could be a what's that one girl with Crystal Lease? It could be any. It can even be like chakra in general. Like I know like some jutsus, like not like basic ones. I know most of them. But anyway, that's not important right now. But I pretty much got all the abilities now for this, and basically let's go back into where I basically left off. All right, so basically when we left off, basically he got busted out by his teacher. He got home, got abused. You know how that goes. All right, so I need to be way more mature this time. All right, so basically this time my phone is. All right, so basically this time we was talking. Basically, we left off where Deku was in his mindscape talking to Yahiko, or technically, quote unquote, Nagato or Pain. Basically, we'll just quit to their conversation. So basically, Deku was basically talking to Pain, like basically just asking who he is, and like Pain is basically saying like I've been given another chance to show. Like he still has like the personification of like his ideology of Pain, but like he isn't as everyone shall feel pain. It's more of less like who people who honestly like deserve it. Like it's more of like a hero based concept instead of just being like, oh, fucking kill everybody. Anyway, so basically just started talking to him like he's like, so when you were talking about my eyes, what did you mean? And then basically Pain basically I can't do like because Pain voice is kind of like deep. I can't really do that. Nigga, I'm Batman. If I try to do D voice, it's gonna sound like I'm trying to do Kurama. But anyway, so basically, he says basically start explaining to Deku like, oh, it's basically like I'm only giving him like base abilities for now. I can give him the abilities of the paths if you want me to, but I'm only giving them the pain like the powers of like the Diva plus like I'm pretty sure the Naraka path was the one that heals, right? Um, yeah, that's the one that had the King of Health. So basically, he has like the base ones where it's like mind control basically doesn't work on him because like it's a fucking Rinnegan. Stuff like Almighty Push, Almighty Pull. Did he have Planetary Devastation? I don't think so. I can go look on the wiki real quick. Uh, we'll just stick for that now. If I this video will be long enough for me to explain stuff. So anyway, so and the King Pal, which allows him to heal. Will he heal All Might? I have. You'll see. You'll see. I ain't gonna spoil it. All right. So basically, we skip basically to basically like I'll say like okay. So like in the morning, he basically wakes up. He basically gets up and so he basically I say he hits the phone because like he's the only anybody see because fucking break it. But so he basically takes out the phone. He basically is like texting on it while because they're all downstairs like eating and stuff like that. Because he's technically like not a lot like he's allowed to like eat, but it's like give me a second. Yo, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so I pretty much I pretty much left off at the part where I was talking about like okay, so Izumi no I need to get his name down. Izumi and Anari and Inko are basically eating downstairs and I say give or take 20 minutes pass. We switch over to Deku, and he's basically just texting Konan, stuff like that. He basically texting her, and she said like, let's go meet up at the park, stuff like that. And like he says, he said basically she's like, let's go train together. He says there's, he's like, oh, so where should we train? She's like, well, this is beach down. His oh, he said, wait, what beach? He's like, you know that dirty one that like has a whole bunch of trash on it? It's like, yeah. What about it? He's like, well, we can train there if you want. He says, oh yeah, okay. He's just like, and basically they're like there, and they're not there, but I need to say that. All right, so like I'll say like 20 minutes like after like that, and then he basically hears his name. It's like Inko basically saying like Deku come down. Even though I do call him Deku, I just call it for simplistic reasons because I'm used to calling him that. But Deku's an insult to him, just so you guys know. So if I say it, I'm not trying to insult him. I'm just saying because I'm used to it. But I'll try to do my best to call him Izuku. So if I slip, I'll slip up. All right. So basically, he basically realized what's happening. And basically, he goes down there and he basically sees as basically Izumi basically picks up her plate and basically they basically tell him like they put like the food on the floor and then they have like some sort of like it's kind of like it's kind of like what's fucking called like a doggy bowl for him or whatever, but it's like a big one, so like human size. So basically, I need to shut the fuck up. All right, so basically, so pretty much he basically realizes what's happening, and they basically throw the food on the ground, and it's like stuff like mix of like sausage, like leftover pancakes, waffles, shit like that. Like me personally, I'd eat that shit because I'm hungry. But anyway, that's nonetheless, and it's like they even like since like they don't really give a fuck like if it's mixed with water and shit like that, so it kind of is like water. It's kind of nasty. I ain't gonna cap. Like without the water, it'd be fire, but they kind of fucked up. But anyway, so basically, he basically looks at it and he's like, actually I'm about to go, and he was like, no, you're gonna eat first. And he's like, no, I'm not really hungry. And it was like, and basically Inko basically and then he basically sees Inko basically take out hers, and then no, okay, I'll say it like this. Traumatizing. Anyway, so basically Azumi basically the girl in the red shirt basically takes out hers out of her pocket that she keeps in there, and basically he basically sees her take it out, and he's like, he's not as worried because he's kind of used to theirs. He's prefers theirs, or like his mom's like shit hurt, like so basically. And then he sees that his mom basically just stops her hand from taking out the pocket, and she basically uses hers, and then he basically like quickly just like he sees that she basically getting ready to take out hers, and basically he's like. He basically sees it. He's like he immediately just gets down on the floor, and she basically and Zoom and Inko basically looks at him and says, "That's what I thought." Dog. God, it's like fucking cringy, nigga. Like I'm like watch some weird ass. Anyway, nigga, I can't say that. All right, so basically he gets Inko basically said, "That's what I thought, dog," and basically, and he's just gritting his teeth, and she sees that, she basically tells him to basically look up at her, basically to look up at her. And when he does, he basically gets slapped, and he basically gets his face basically dug into the food, and basically like she basically like how do I say this? She basically like fucking disgusting. I'm probably hitting me. Sorry. Anyway, she basically like hits him. Basically, she hits him, and then basically like she basically spit like, and then basically she grabs him by his hair, and he can't really like fight back because like a man fighting against a girl like in this society is like a very like hard case, especially if it's like unjust. Like if it's like in the family, then they can't really do shit about that. Like laws are very lax. I mean, like anyway, so basically males get treated like shit. I already explained this. Why am I explaining this now? That was part one. Anyway, so basically, good water. So pretty much after that happens, he's basically grinding his teeth, and as he basically, she says, you know what? As she basically like he even does one more like so she's missing the food and tells him to eat it, and he basically like looks at her with like basically a look like he knows he doesn't fucking do it, but like he's like. He said, if you don't do that, you're not getting dinner. Like, honestly, dinner isn't any better, like, nigga. But anyway, so basically, he eats it anyway, and like, yeah, after he eats it, he like wants to throw up, but like he knows that that's like the only thing he can really eat right now. So, d- don't worry, I got a case of water in this hole. I can go for an hour. All right, so basically, as I was saying, so basically, after he eats it, he feels like he wants to throw up, but like he kind of can't, cause he know that like as Inko basically said, is are you eating like I told one dude in the comments I wouldn't do any sexual abuse because like that's not my way. I'm too fucking immature to even do normal abuse. So like, Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. Alright, so basically, he basically gets ready to go out there. Like, I say, like, he has to charge. Like, the collar gets charged. Like, once he's in the house, he takes it off. Like, not takes it off. Like, it's like two individuals. Like, you got, like, the base. He's like, have, like, two versions of it. Like, one when he leaves the house and one when he's inside the house. So, basically, he was the one for the outside. Basically, after that, they says Inko basically is like, since he was talking back today, and like usually he like when he was kind of annoyed because he wanted to go to meet Conan. So basically, she says, since you wanted me to find today, we'll test it out to make sure it works. And he basically looks at her, and he knows about to happen. So he basically is like, and then she says, unless he's like, unless what? And then he basically, no, I ain't gonna say that. Basically, since they have a fucking dynamic, I really shouldn't be saying that. So basically, since he knows about to happen, sorry for the background noise, but basically, he knows about to happen. He basically like gives on basically his knees. It's more of, and he basically gets to his knees, and he basically says, and he basically starts like, and he fucking hates when he has to do this because he knows it sucks the most. That's why he hates when he fucking slips up and talks back sometimes. So basically, when Deku basically gets on his knees and basically he's like, and he basically says, please, and he's gritting his teeth while he's doing it. He doesn't like this. Like, you can hear like the grimace and like the regret in the damn voice. Like, he doesn't mean what he says, but he kind of has to be playing off as he does. And he basically says, like, please forgive me. He basically saying, like, please forgive me. And he fucking hates this. Like, and I'm saying Pain can, like, see this shit. And he's like, they show no pain. Like he sees it as like not as the worst thing because like they ain't trying to like kill him, but like it's still fucked up. You feel me? Like anyway, so basically after he does that, then he basically says you may go now. And once he gets out the house, he basically is like he immediately just since he's not allowed to like use his abilities. Oh, what did I forget? Of course, Pain can fly. Technically, a diva path can fly. I'm pretty sure that's the only path I can like have like actually like flight or all other does. I don't fucking know. So um So basically, I'm pretty sure the Rinnegan is basically like the Sharingan where it gives you, it's not like an internal Mangekyo. It gives you a certain ability for each Rinnegan user, because like Sasuke's is like to switch out with shit, and then his is like, I'm pretty sure flight. Pretty sure everyone has push and pull. I think, I don't fucking know. Anyway, more importantly though, my nigga. So basically, after he gets out the house, he basically walks over to the beach and he sees Kona, and Kona basically sees that he has like a bit of like food, not food on his cheek. She basically sees like he has a scuffed up. She's like, it happened again too. Then he's like, yeah. He says, who did this? Not your mom. He says, don't call her that. He's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, your mom shouldn't do this to her kid. He's like, yeah, but that's just how it is. Basically, Kona is more or less like one of those people that like she don't hate guys and she kind of feels bad for how the fuck they get treated because like she like shit. Like I said in part one, breeding machines, nigga. All right, so I don't even feel like it's fucking 13 minutes. I talk too fucking much. All right, so basically like she says, all right, so you ready for this? And he basically takes out his weights out of his bag. He's like, and she says, she takes it her. She says, "Well, since I gave you to make these weights," he was like, "Yeah, so what?" He was like, "So basically, I'll say you take that half and I'll take this half." He says, "I thought you were doing this like as a combined effort." She's like, "No," and she was like, "I don't hate you. I don't. You're mean sometimes." She says, "Whatever." And she says, "No." She says, "And you like me for it." He says, and he basically like blushes a little bit, and she like, what's the word? She ain't a tsundere like. God, acid reflux, nigga. Alright, so basically, like, she, like, messing with him. That's basically their dilemma. Like, they don't really do this, like, around other people or around, like, girls or whatever. Because, like, you know, they're, like, girls are kind of, like, one-on-one relationships are, like, a thing. But it's more or less, like, it's not, like, normal as you expect, like, in, like, our world or real world or whatever. So, God. Alright, so basically, they basically, like, I'll say we're like we skip to like do a time skip with like maybe like I'll say 2 months and then we do another time skip like 2 months in and basically he shows her she knows he has like some abilities but she only thought that he had like the limited like push things like She was like, oh, we need to train that. He's like, well, see, and he made like words out everything, not everything to her, but like explains like his abilities and like the shit he can do. She's like, you can fly. She's like, well, yes. He's like, that's awesome. And then they basically like start talking, and basically he's like, she says, okay, so like I need to figure out. And they basically started talking to each other. And she's like, well, since we understand your abilities, and I say we skip one more month in, and basically she's like, so we need to figure out a way to make my ability stronger. He's like, well, you remember when we was talking about it back in like middle, when we were back in school, we were talking about your weaknesses and stuff. She's like, yeah, about like the death and paper. He says, well, you see, we can't really do anything about the whole entire fire thing as much. Maybe up your durability, like maybe your body is affected by how your paper durability is. She's like, maybe. So he says, what are you suggesting? Well, think about it like this, Conan. Alright, so I say we build up your muscle and it might build up your papers like density and like strength and like, says, that might work. He says, alright, so what about the damp and wet paper thing? He's like, well, you said it's hard to move it, so like I say find a way to like, and you already have like your special ability. What do you mean? Well, you know how your dad has like certain of like non explosions, but like he's able to turn anything to like certain like a bomb. Yeah, so like, what if you turn one of your papers into like a bomb and like make like a chain reaction and just like paper? She says, wait, so like make paper bombs? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. She says, so basically use like a version like my version of my dance group that's not as strong as his to basically make paper bombs. Or what we call or what we should call paper bombs. She's like, yes, exactly. Like, oh, okay. So what do you say we do? So he says, all right. So I'll say it like this. All right. So basically, I'll dampen your paper with my water jutsus, and I'm pretty sure the Rinnegan allows you to have every single chakra nature. So like, I'm pretty sure he can do water jutsus. It's like, or he says, like, okay. So he basically says water. I'm pretty sure it's water bullet. So he says water style water bullet, and he basically like does water bullets, like not like hard as fuck. He's trying to kill a nigga. He does that, and he basically dampens her paper. And she tries to move it around. It is hard for her to do it at first, but like over time, she gets used to it. So basically, we skip. I'll say we're like 5-ish to 6 months in, and she says, "Well, you see, we pretty much have." I say, matter of fact, we'll skip to like where there's like 2 months left. So basically, they both have like certain amount of like there. Because I wanna. Yeah, shall I skip that far, or shall I talk more about their relationship? So no, no, no. I'll keep it at like 5 months, just for well 6. There you go. All right, so then there's like 3 months left. All right, so basically, their relationship starts to get like more and more on. But, like they can't like they can go out together, but it's more or less like when they're like around other girls and like say like the girls like kind of just bullying, kind of just like bully dudes like in the open. And no one really fucking does anything about it. Like other dudes want to do something about it, but like they fucking can't. Cause they'll get fucking arrested. That shit is as harsh, like especially if you like try to hit a girl back, like that's fucking like a death sentence. Or if you're like not even death sentence, it's like life. And if like you like really really hurt her, that's fucking death. So like fucked up society, my nigga. All right, so basically, I'm pretty sure I'll go to like 30 minutes, like I did like with the last one, cause like I ain't got no brain capacity, bro. Cause like if I do like a 30-minute type of thing, I could like make more videos. Not that I'm trying to stretch it out, like I'm doing enough. I'll make it to like fuck the entrance exam, and I'll like end it. I think that's like a good point, and then I'll worry about like all the stuff in UA and like relationships and stuff like that. Cause like yeah. All right, so basically, as I was saying, their relationship is pretty much good. Like, but when they're in the open, like she has to like act like she like owns him, and she doesn't like, and he knows that this is like necessary for like them not to like look off or like weird to like other people. But like when he says, but she says basically when we get the UA, it may be different. He's like, yeah, you're right about that. Um, so basically, should I do a sludge van like? Cause I'm doing a sludge van like late, cause I'm pretty sure I didn't do it originally. I only watched like the last 10 minutes of my last part, so like I don't really know that much, nigga. Alright, so basically Fucking, I think it's not that important of an event. I'll say the person that gets one for all is like fucking female Muriel. There you go, nigga. Oh yeah, All Might's a girl. I shouldn't explain that. Everybody's a fucking girl. I'll say Nezu is like, girl, fuck. It's like a female, but like she's like, since she's so fucking smart, she's not like prejudiced against dudes like basically everybody else is. I don't know if I should do a harem for this, but like I could, but like I don't know who should be with, cause like Uraka hoe. Yeah. Alright, I need to calm down, bro. Anyway, um, basically, there's not much I really can say about that. Alright, so basically they're walking and then they end up seeing like this cafe or whatever, and they basically go in and basically like it was like and basically Deku's like forced to like sit on the ground and whatever, so it's like and then he's like I know you hate this, but like she basically whispers like I know you hate this, but you know you have to. He's like yeah, and this is like she basically takes a like basically like similar to like the pill at home, but it's like for like more like just drinking water, so it's not like mixed with shit. So like she takes it back. She said, and she like spills like a couple of coffee in there, and like they have like a mild conversation. He's like so fucking annoying. He's like, yeah, but and it's kind of the best way we can spend our time together. She's like, yeah, true. And he says, besides, you kind of look kind of cute like that. He's like, and he basically blushes a little bit, and like, not even a little bit, like he's like fucking beat red, nigga. And basically, fucking awesome. That shit, baby. I shit that nigga. I need to grab my other water bottle. I'm kind of getting thirsty. I'm kind of have to end. All right, so basically, pretty much that basically happens, and like she basically is like puts her hand over his hair. He's like, it's kind of obvious, like not she didn't say that, but she's just like, well, he said, oh, someone someone looks like it to me right now. He basically said, shut up. And she said, oh, he's like, oh, someone's embarrassed here. And he's like, oh, bruh. And like, anyway, so basically, after that, pretty much conversation pretty much happens. Deku and like, after they get a milk, she basically pays, and they basically get out, and then he can actually just start standing. He says, honestly, I fucking hate that. She says, what do you mean? Well, I just hate sitting around and just doing shit like that. What do you mean? Well, not like that. I was like, well, yeah, I understand. It honestly sucks for you guys. He says, true. And they basically have like a deep conversation. He's like, they could just tell him like, it's like even at home, like, I have nowhere else to fucking go, so it's fucking kick. If I get kicked out or anything like that, I have nowhere else to be. She's like, well, you can be in my house. She's like, my parents don't really hate God. Well, yeah, but I wouldn't want to be a burden on you guys like that. She says, well, yeah, but it's what it is. My mom doesn't hate you. He says, true. And basically, this is what about your dad? He says, you guys probably have a better bonding relationship than me and him actually do. He's like, what do you mean? He's kind of a knucklehead sometimes. He's like, I can't relate. Mm-mm. Mm. He says, oh, sorry. He was like, basically, like, his dad basically got, like, sentenced to death for, like, um, hitting a woman. So, like, yeah, basically got sentenced to death for hitting a woman or whatever. So, like, yeah, that's the thing. That's why he does the hand back, because he knows what happens to his damn dad. He's not stupid. So, basically, after that, we can skip like basically to like the entry exam because like nothing really amazing is gonna happen, and I need to get through this so I can have a fucking nap. And I got school tomorrow, so I might do like another part, and I might disclose the him getting into UA. One day I'll do a villain with it. I don't know how that's gonna work though. So I'll do him getting into. I'll do for now. I'll do the robot test, and that test, and like the relationships, how people react to him, and then I'll do fucking him being actually in UA, the USJ, and maybe the Spurs Festival, but it's like a catch nigga. And I'll say like Izumi and then like Anari basically do go anyway because like they have like strong quirks. I forgot what their current quirks were. I think they both have like a form of like pyrokinesis. So they like I'll say like Izumi is like more or less like she can like use like feet and like her hands and like basically like they're basically the Pyro twins. Izumi can like like full on manipulation, and then Izumi has full on manipulation, and Nari Izumi has basically full on basically just like pyrokinesis. So like they're like the Pyro twins. That's what they were known for. So basically like after that, they basically when they get there, he sees them both, and he immediately just like, oh fuck. He's like, oh damn, just walk past him. He's like, and they basically see him, and they basically like look at him, and then basically just like, and they just like they look at each other and grin a little bit, and they basically pull out the shock. They pull out the collar, and then like while they're like around people, Deku basically is like, and then he feels like a little jolt in like at his neck. And he basically feels it as he basically goes into it's like it doesn't hurt as bad like he has like a build up ish tolerance to it it fucking hurts. So he's like instead of going to two knees what or like almost like fucking collapsing like what his mom is, what it's more or less like there. So he's like he goes onto one knee and then Conan fucking hates seeing this. So he's like oh fuck, but he knows you can't really like do anything about it because then she probably would get like treated like the same one thing I was fucking doing. That'd be fucking terrible for her. Like want to become a hero and shit like that. So anyway, after that, they basically laugh and they basically go in and like after that, he's Conan basically picks him up and says, "Alright, come on." He says, "Thanks, Conan." And he says, "Yeah, no problem." And they go in and like boys and girls are like staring at him. Like, ah, it basically like it might as well be fucking all girls looking down at me. Cause like no other dudes have fucking quirks, and yeah, like he's the first nigga with a quirk. I'm pretty. That's what I agreed on. Yeah. So basically, after that, like, and they see like his eyes is like purple with like a ring around, it, and they think like maybe that's his quirk. Like, wait, a quirk? And they see it's like in his eyes, or whatever. It's like weird, and basically like he's probably not. They all smug as shit. Like they think it's like not as powerful as theirs. And basically, when they get to like the Ren portion, he does pretty well because he's not fucking stupid. In pain isn't stupid either. AKA Nagato. Fucking Uzumaki, my nigga. But anyway, so after he basically does pretty well. Also, he's like, I'm pretty sure. Say Deku and Kanan got like fifth or whatever, or not fifth, but he got like Deku and Kanan got seven. So I'll say this Deku basically gets like not second, but like let's say he gets third. So he ain't stupid. Obviously, he's pretty smart. So basically, I'll say first was like Momo. Second was like uh Shota Todoroki. You see what I fucking did there, nigga? I don't. I'm stuck at making girl names. Anyway, so and fourth was like we'll say it's Katsuki. So anyway, basically after that they get into like the whole portion and like a lot of girls like staring like fucking daggers. And you basically like when he looks back at them, he can like he feels like all fucking the like not bloodlust but like the Minix aura of them like in general like it's kind of like bloodlust but like not like they don't want to fucking kill him but like they just despise him. There you go. All right, so anyway, so like the basically the same shit basically happens. I don't really want to explain that, but I might as well. I don't like only reason I don't explain certain things because like I don't want to waste niggas time. But anyway, so pretty much what happens is President Mike she basically explains the whole entire thing, and Ida basically like when she like points Deku on, she's like, "Why is there a male here?" And then President Mike didn't see him, but she's like, "Yeah, why is there a male here?" He's like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, says, I have a quirk." It's like, and basically she's like staring at him, like some heroes despise dudes, and others like kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, like Deku, when he basically gets to like the actual like area, he sees Kona. He basically walks. He was about to walk up to her until like Ida basically walks up to him, like gets in front of him, and says, "Why would you buy those?" It's like that's my friend. And Kona basically like pissed her, but like grabs her by, she says, she has to put on. She says, "Oh, he's mine." And she's like, "Oh." And when they say like mine, it's more like they mean that shit in like the pet terms, my nigga. So basically, I'm kind of edging on my time, but I'll go through this though. I got you niggas. All right, so basically, when they go in there, she says, "Are you gonna destroy everything?" She's like, "Nah, I'll keep it to the minimum." She's like, "Are you sure?" So basically you're only using rods. She says, I'm not gonna nerf myself that bad. She says, I guess. So basically she says, oh, but can I get a ride though? She says, can't you fly with your like wings? He says, yeah, but they're kind of imperfect. I can only fly for a solid. I can only fly for a solid like 5 minutes before fly for at least like 5 minutes before I drop out of my wing. She says, all right. So you want a high height? She says, yeah, sure, no problem. And basically she says, and plus I'm gonna try that paper bomb thing. It'll be like a bomber kind of. He says, don't joke about that. So whatever. Stop being so serious, Deku. And she hops on his back, and like as like this is 3, 2, 1, go. Deku basically just flies off, and everybody sees like, and even like the air that's in the booth, like all my and them niggas, are basically like, what the fuck? Like, isn't that a dude? Like the hell? Basically, he's like, and they see the girl on his back with like purple hair, and it was like, they see her like throwing like these type of like paper doves at like the robots, and then like they see like writing on it, and like they just start blowing up. It was like, what the hell? And they see like her quirk charts, and they say like half explosion, half like paper manipulation. It's like, oh, that makes sense. So like they see like, oh, so like she must be using that dude. That she must be using like they like automatically send that's her pet, because like it wouldn't make any more sense why a dude would be that willing to work with a girl. And girls like have boundaries on like their like property and like pets and toys and shit like that. So it's like she says, and it seems that he has a quirk. She's the lucky one to find one. Would like to find one of those like a quirk. And like they basically like see like, and then they see like her fall off, and it's like, what the hell? Did he drop her? And they getting ready to like kick him out or whatever. And like they see that she just like sprouts out like paper wings or whatever, and starts like flying out. She says thanks. She says thanks, Deku. She says, yeah, no problem. And he basically started going around. He says, and they see like he started like taking out rods. Like it's kind of like ash bones. I forgot how like fucking works. So basically, he started pulling out like these like black rods out of his like on arms or whatever, and they like see like they're like, and he basically starts like they kind of using like a staff that's like, and like these rods are like hard as shit, bro. Like you get hit like a normal person get hit, it could easily like crack through a nigga's skull. So like pretty sure it can like get through damn robots. So he started basically like going through the robots pretty fucking easily with like his black rods. I don't know like the actual name for them. It's kind of like the ash bones, but like they're like, I don't know what they're called. Eh. Whatever he used to like pin Naruto to the ground, like he did in canon. But anyway, like he was on some crucifix shit. So basically, he basically starts like Almighty pushing them, and like Almighty pulling them to him, and Almighty pushing them back, and like he basically started doing that, like mixing them. And then like like even gets some assists, like when he sees girls, and like some of them are like smug, and like they're saying, "Oh boy, come here, help me," and he says, and he doesn't want to, but like he looks up, and like I'll say it's like you can see like the heroes, and they expect them to do something about it. It's like fuck, and basically like they see like this type of like fucking head that like pops out of the fucking ground, and then he says, "Get in." And it's like, what? Why should I trust? Just get in if you want to get healed. And it's like, all right. And then they basically like she basically in the PFL basically spits her out, but like it doesn't like eat her soul, but some shit like that. Like if you're like impure and shit like that, because like then everyone will be dead. So basically, after that pretty much happens, um, he basically just started going around like healing people like that. He's like wrecking them and starting my point. I'll say All Might was like 900. Her scar wasn't like as big as it was in Cancel. She could like do like not that she didn't have a scar at times. Like was it her score was like 500. Of like even like that's a good number. So and then Deckens is like he's already his fucking like 2000s, like not 2000s, but like 1100s right now. He's like climbing, like slowly climbing over and over. So they see this, and then like they see like Conan, and Conan's basically like if you want to like she is really important. Like she's like I'll say if he's at 1,000, she's at like 500 is like enough to pass. Like that's like 400 and like 50 is like the minimum to like pass, and everything else is like kind of overkill. You don't really need to. But basically, after like Deku basically like does this. I need to grab my cover. Alright, so basically after Deku basically does this or whatever, he basically like grabs he basically like sometimes like heals people out and like grabs and stuff like that. and Deku still like all money pushes them and like hits him with his like his basically his black rods, no homo. And basically is like after like a certain like they like Nezu presses the button, let's see like really test his boy's skills. And they're like let's see like oh as if he can actually do something, we might have to save him. It's like this was like fucking prejudice. So like they have like high like he has high hopes for whatever. So basically after that pretty much kind of like happens, they basically like send out a news report and like I'll say instead of that like it's like Conan that gets trapped and they see that like it's Conan so like they know that she'll help him. It is she like and they see it's like and then I'll say they have like intercom and there's like boy and like it's like boy aren't you gonna go help your like master or whatever and he's like he hears this and he kind of gets like he gets ticked up but he doesn't like show it on his face or whatever. I'll say it's like All Might, not All Might, but like I'll say it's like fuck. I'll say it's like Midnight that says it or whatever. So he basically sees this. And he's like, fuck. And he's like, he was gonna save her anyway, but like just hearing that made him like kind of pissed off. And he knew he was gonna do it anyway. So when he like starts flying in the air, they just like kind of like surprised that he's like does that, you know. So basically, like when Deku's basically in the air, and then he basically does like he basically tells everybody to like evacuate like the certain area, and he says for what he's about to do, and he basically is like they see he's like as if we would, and they see like when he like and he's like he like sticks his arm out like kind of how like he did to like how Pain did to like the fucking Leaf Village, and he says Shinran, fucking god, that's fucking crazy, and he says yeah that's what it's called right, Shinran Tensei. It's like, but isn't it just fuck all my? Nonetheless, nigga, he basically says Shiron Sensei, and basically like a large gust of just air and like destruction just goes over and hits the dang robot. And before they like think that he's about to like do something, they see like another version, like another him, and she like grab her and basically like dip out and like look like he's like disappears. We know this as the fucking body flicker. And basically he's like, and they like go over to like other heroes, and then she says thanks. He's like, and he basically is like, yeah, no problem. As it basically like poofs into smoke. And as they see this, the robot and like the area around the robot or whatever, I'll say he's like in front of his like his face, so like everything and but like the only thing that's like left is like the damn robot's like wheel feet or whatever those things were. So after that, they basically like Deku's basically got like pretty much like I'll say like give or take like 1,500 right now, and she was at like fucking 700. So yeah, that's pretty good. She like if like she didn't have her paper bombs, it'll take her like she'll probably be at like a minimum of like not 400 like 500 and like 10. But if she didn't have the paper bomb technique, and for her like not at first she couldn't use her wings that long, but since she did, it allowed her to cover more ground and like place paper bombs and like get a lot of robot points. So basically, like, Deku is like plus his hero. He has like I don't know like 50 hero points because like he was expected to like save them or whatever because like he's a dude. But that pretty much will be it for now. I'm kind of reaching at 40 minutes right now, and I don't want to go for an hour. Um, maybe in the next part, I don't know, depending on how long I talk. But that's pretty much all for this part. If you want another part, just comment and give me feedback down below. Feel free to subscribe; it's much appreciated, and feel free to give feedback. All right, that'll be all for now. Carnegie Power is out of here. Peace.